Mark and Paul's Opinion Hour is a weekly podcast where two friends, Mark and Paul, discuss their opinions on politics, current events and culture. Each episode, Mark and Paul will take turns sharing their views on different topics and then have a conversation about it. They will also invite guests to the show to provide other perspectives and discuss their opinions. With an open-minded and honest attitude, Mark and Paul will have intelligent and thought-provoking conversations that will challenge their listeners to think critically and ask questions.
Well, thanks for that intro, Paul. That was quite an interesting intro you did there. It didn't quite sound like it was in your normal voice. Do you want to talk us through that?
New take, Mark. So, I thought that as this episode we're discussing the internet.
We are discussing the internet.
I would ask an AI chatbot to write our new introduction to this episode.
I see.
And that's what came out, which is spookily, real.
I know, it's great. So just so you know, what we put into an AI chatbot, what we wrote was, write a synopsis for a podcast called Mark and Paul's Opinion Hour. And what you just heard Paul read out is what it came back with. That's the first introduction I'd had to these chatbots. And I am freaked out.
It's crazy. And I feel like we have to kind of go along with exactly what it said now.
I know, because there was stuff in there that sounds so much better than what we do.
I know. And we're going to have to get guests along.
Yeah, inviting guests, open-minded and honest attitudes, have intelligent and thought-provoking conversations.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I think it sets us up really as kind of being a bit more erudite than we actually are going to be in the rest of this podcast.
I don't want to let it down. It's got such a high opinion of what we're doing here.
I think all we're going to do is disappoint the AI chat, but our AI overlords
absolutely
from this moment on.
And pretty much life from this moment on is going to be trying to keep these guys on side, I guess.
Well, and I just want to say that, from the get-go, I think AI is an amazing thing. So that, kind of when we're all put in the internment camps by the AI chatbots, maybe I'd just get a nicer bunk or something.
So we're talking about the internet this episode, but before we get into that, we've got the pod analysis from previous pods.
And
we've
post-mortem.
Post-mortem, yeah. But we're actually in a very interesting stage now. We're in a unique stage that since the last episode, which was episode 7, we've now published all previous episodes.
Okay.
So we're now sort of finally caught up.
Okay.
I think up to now, the listenership have had quite a raw deal of it.
What you're saying is we're done making it as difficult as possible as we can for people to listen to our inane ramblings.
We've now got all episodes out. They've all been published, which means we've had some feedback.
Oh, I love a bit of what, from actual people?
From actual people, although as of their recording, only from friends of mine, ours.
Yeah.
And not via the email address, by personal WhatsApp.
Can they not just... We've told them 4 different email addresses in order to contact us over the past goodness knows how many episodes. Why could they not just get with the programme?
We couldn't have made it clearer. But just once again, just so it's out there. So firstly, this is what we haven't been saying as well.
Yes.
Like and subscribe. Subscribe to the thing so our new episodes will automatically download to your feed. Is that what it's called?
I suppose, yeah.
I think that's what it's called. But also the email address is markandpaulsopinionhour@gmail.com.
Yes.
So just get the socials out there.
We're also in the process, or I'm in the process, of setting up the sort of various social media channels for this. I've got so far an Instagram.
Have you?
And a Twitter handle.
Really? What's the Twitter handle?
Yeah, I'll have to look that up.
Fair enough.
For the next pod, I think, probably. I didn't do Facebook, because apparently that's for boomers, so my children say.
I mean, I'm not on any of the socials at all. I'm on LinkedIn only.
I think LinkedIn might be a little bit professional for us,
but I've never had a social networking experience, apart from that with LinkedIn.
Okay.
Well, the interesting thing about LinkedIn, do not upload dick pics to LinkedIn.
Oh, really?
They do not like that.
Yeah, that's why you didn't get that job.
That is why, yeah, absolutely. And it's also why I did get that other job.
Okay, exactly,
which hasn't been much fun.
So
we've got some feedback from some people now. The other thing that's very interesting is that we've got all the stats from who's listened to it.
Yeah, across the world and locations.
So as of recording, we've had 266 listens.
I don't know whether that's good or bad.
Well, what I don't know is whether someone's accidentally clicked on us and that's counted as one of those.
Oh, how long do they have to listen for it to be recorded? Okay.
I have no idea. But
Okay.
let's like think positively and assume that 266 people have listened to us now. By far the most popular episode was the comedy one.
Oh, really?
So I'm wondering if that's just a common search.
Yes, that's true.
So that's it. So we should just, all our episodes now, no matter what it's about,
Just call them comedy.
Call it comedy,
Okay.
basically, or some sort of humour.
Comedy internet. Comedy, just kind of, nice.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Because you're into marketing, so you'll be across all that.
Well, it's SEO, isn't it? It's search engine optimization.
Oh, there you go.
And again, I'm not into marketing. That's not what I do.
Whatever. So, like I said, but we've been listening to countries. I mean, loads, but I've mentioned a few here. So we've had some in the USA, we've had Canada, we've had Colombia.
Oh, okay.
We've had one person of all of South America, which is
From
a
Colombia.
pretty heavily populated
it is.
part of the world. But
Then-
one person in Colombia has listened. We've had Zimbabwe, Australia, and South Korea. One listen in South Korea.
One listen in South Korea. It's
That,
going
for
to
me-
blow up in South Korea, I think.
Yeah, well, you were sort of saying earlier that we could be like a new sort of pop sensation.
Yeah.
Stepping off the plane.
I think that-
swamped by South Korean teens.
Again, I think that, it's that principle, isn't it? If one person tells two other people, and those two people tell two people themselves, then soon we're global.
Yeah.
I mean, not funny, but true. I mean, it's exponential growth. I'm basically explaining exponential growth.
Like, the piece of the rice on the chessboard.
Yeah, exactly that.
It's just in our case, pieces of rice would be people listening to our podcast.
Yes.
And the chessboard is South Korea.
And I just want to say, Mark's not using rice just because it's an Asian country.
I'm not.
He's just
I'm
thought
really
of
not.
that.
Yeah, it's there's quite a famous fable or something, isn't there? Or,
Is there? I don't know. I've heard that one.
There really is.
Yeah.
Anyway, the feedback we've had. So I just want to make sure everyone's aware that this is exactly the sort of thing we want. So if you listen to an episode and you've had a thought about, they didn't say this is the best one of those, or that's my favourite one of those.
Yes, please.
These are the sorts of things we need to hear about. So Phil, friend of the pod,
Friend of the pod.
he's come back with a few. Well, first thing actually he came back with is that he was furious. Do you remember I mentioned I went to a fondue party at a friend's house?
Yes.
Over Christmas. And I sort of said, thanks to Ben and Zia for doing the fondue. Phil actually did he did half the fondue. So one of the fondue sets was his. He did the cheesy fondue, and he was
And the other
furious.
thing was about that as well is you went on and on about the meat fondue, the gravy one.
Yeah, that's true.
And very much kind of skimmed over the cheese fondue there.
But I just wanted to make it very clear that
You can be honest with me. How was his cheese fondue? It's right.
It was great. It was great. If you
Was
remember, actually, what I said was the revelation of the night was
Yeah.
the pigs in blankets dipped in the cheese.
Oh, yeah, nah, fine.
So if you could almost say that he was fundamental for the whole evening.
Oh, Jesus
So
Christ.
anyway, I just wanted this apology to...
That is a cheesy joke.
Yay, very good.
Yeah, welcome.
But apologies to Phil. The other thing he's pointed out is that he thinks that we shouldn't be calling them pods when you refer to the pod. He reckons that
there's this thing a lot of people
should be
have got
cast.
it. Yeah.
And I kind of see what he's getting at, but I've heard so many people refer to their podcast as pod, and I think that's just become common part now. And
Sorry, here we go. So, and I'm sat here doing a podcast, having done 7. What does pod mean? I know what casting means. It means, casting out to the, broadcasting.
Yeah.
What is pod
I wonder whether it was to do with Apple initially, because it was the pod, the iPod, and whether
Yes,
they were originally on...
it must be, mustn't it?
That's
It
something
must be a podcast, so an iPod. So, but would you... I was going to say a broadcast... You wouldn't call it a broad, but then you wouldn't call it a cast either, would you?
No, you wouldn't.
Shut up, Phil.
Yeah, so I don't care about that, but I thought I'd mention it.
No, it's fine.
But anyway, he's come back with some of the things that we've done in the past. So can you remember we did best sex scene?
Yes.
I can't remember what you said. I think I went with World Police in the end.
Yes.
But anyway, he reckons...
I can't remember either.
Emma Thompson, Jeff Goldblum in The Tall Guy.
Okay.
That is actually a pretty good sex scene.
I can't even remember it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it for ages, but...
Okay, you can, yeah.
He was saying best film about musicians.
Yes.
I can't remember. I think I came up with Whiplash, I think is what we decided in the end.
Spinal Tap as well.
You went with Spinal Tap, and he was saying Almost Famous, which actually is a good shout.
Never seen it.
Have you not?
Is that the one with Kate Hudson?
It is.
Yeah, no, I've not seen it.
It's worth a watch.
Is it?
I would thoroughly recommend that. I think you'd enjoy that.
Sure.
Best dance scene in a film. So he went pretty pretentious with this, but
Christ,
the
here we go.
remake of Zatoichi, it's a Japanese thing about a blind warrior dude, and there's a big dance scene at the end. I did actually look at it on YouTube, and it is quite interesting. But
Fuck off, Phil.
Yeah, fuck off, Phil, with your foreign language nonsense.
Honestly.
Again, he's gone pretty bloody pretentious here as well. The joke, have you got something for wind? He's gone with Mendelssohn's Concerto in C for horns, which is a pretty good joke.
It's not bad, but, I mean, just to say, we are, we do want feedback, but, not that pretentious.
Well, it is Phil. It's pretty much, on brand for him, I guess.
That's fair.
Neil, relative of the pod. So I did like this. Neil's had a good think about these. So your question about biggest animal you could cling film to a lamppost.
Yes.
He came up with a great idea, a big dog.
Yeah, I think so.
Because if you need something that's going to be placid enough to let you hold it, a big, well-trained dog.
I think you're right.
I think he's onto something there.
I think he is, because some big dogs are pretty big, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. You get like a Labrador. No, you're still going to need to hold it up.
I'm still worried about I think you've got to really, you have to have like a sort of like almost like a Russian doll kind of selection of well-trained dogs. That you can start with the heaviest, you can't pick it up. You go down to the next one. I mean, they don't have to fit inside each other.
I was going to say, yeah.
What I mean is incrementally smaller as you go through, just so that
but why do you need that?
Well, so
because you're only going to put one again, so you can try them.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So you know that so you start with one that you can't do. And
yeah.
So I see.
Well,
so you zero in on your
what
highest.
You don't want is you've cling film one,
yeah.
and you walk away and you think that was easy.
Yeah, I could have gone St Bernard.
But because or you don't want just one where you try to pick the fucker up.
Yeah,
just can't do it.
So you're going to have, and would you start like heavier than you think you can do and work down?
Oh, absolutely. Well, otherwise, you'd start Chihuahua, wouldn't you?
You just left a trail of like lampposts and dog mayhem in your wake, basically.
Well, I mean, there's not a time limit, and nobody expressed that, did they?
That's true.
I'm just saying that's
what
I would do.
Number of lampposts as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So I thought that was a good idea. Although I did actually,
I like that. That's a good deal of thinking.
Although I've come up with something potentially better for that one.
Oh, go on.
A massive snake, one of those massive anacondas
that would go
wrap itself around it. You just then run around it with a bit of cling film. Bob's your uncle. That's a bloody big animal.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah, so I think.
But I don't. Yeah, they're quite weighty, aren't they? That's true.
Yeah, but it will bloody if you coax it up, it will climb up the thing. You don't even need to touch the snake.
How are you coaxing the snake up the lamppost?
I don't know what a snake.
That's what she said.
what a snake's like.
Cheese.
I think, yeah.
Is that a thing? No, that's mice, isn't it?
Snakes like mice.
Oh yes,
famously.
Mice like cheese.
A koipu. Or what's the biggest rodent in the world?
A capybara.
Capybara. Entice a big snake up with the largest rodent.
But then you've got to get a big rodent up the lamppost before you get in the...
For that, I'm allowed to use, like, hoists and things like that.
That's
there's nothing in the rules around...
There's nothing in the rules about the bait you're using. Yeah, fair. Okay.
In future, you should be more specific with your hypothetical, shouldn't you?
Okay, no, I'm fine with that. Yeah, good.
Neil, on the same topic, thinks that there's no way you could fight 25 geese in one go. He thinks that you were wildly optimistic with that, and I agree. I think I said at the time, but I think that I agree.
Again, the Baron family's lack of ambition when it comes to fighting geese, I think, says a lot about your upbringing.
Yeah. Well, we were taught to respect geese in my house. That's the difference between you and me.
They are attacking you. I'm sticking to it. I genuinely. I mean, and Neil hasn't seen me for a while. He doesn't know whether I'm buff or I've got the requisite skills to fight that amount of geese. Does he?
No, but he's seen geese, and he can imagine what 25 geese would overwhelm you.
We've all seen geese, Mark.
If 25 geese came at you in one go,
my point is that they're not. They haven't organised, have they?
No, I'm saying that they would be quite organised. They'd all come at the same time.
How?
Well, that was part of the hypothetical.
Yes, but they're not like, right, you go for his arms and I'll go for his legs. They're geese.
They're all just going to come at you at the same time.
Yeah.
It'll be too much for you to handle, mate.
Have you seen Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze?
You're going to go throat rip.
Yeah.
Throat rip one after another.
Have you got any idea how easy it is to throat rip a goose?
I'm guessing if you're going to throat rip anything, a goose would probably be the easiest, wouldn't it? There was also... What else? Oh, so Steve, our friend Steve...
Yep.
Not really much to say about any of the previous comments. He just wanted me to tell you that he tried your poached egg technique.
Yes.
And it worked really well.
Oh.
He was pleased with it.
Oh, brilliant.
With the cling film and the ramekin
the little
and stuff.
cling film scrotum.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, nice.
But
I thought you were going to say that Stephen emailed in with, I haven't really got much to say.
It's got nothing to say.
Carry on.
Just keep up the good work, guys. But I think that does also behoove us to say at this point that we would welcome anyone else's thoughts or feelings or opinions about anything we've said before, and indeed for new topics as well.
Yeah, we love, because sometimes we do struggle a little bit, don't we, on our WhatsApps, going backwards and forwards as to what to do next and opinions, and yeah, we're not shy of opinions. It's just the structured nature of those opinions that we sometimes worry about.
So, if we knew that there'd be at least one person out there who wants us to be talking about this, that would give me, I don't know about you, but it would give me a lot of confidence.
And they don't have to be in South Korea.
They don't, no, ideally.
But they could be.
Just like with any kind of preference I have, it's better if it's from South Korea.
Yeah.
Always
for me.
Kimchi, brides, whatever.
Rice.
But yeah, so do tell us any ideas or opinions that you have.
And thank you for those opinions.
Absolutely.
Steve, Phil and Neil.
Exactly. We've got a couple of corrections.
Oh.
So one of these is from Phil.
Of course it is.
And you're not going to like it.
Is it a doozy?
So who wrote Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
Philip K. Dick?
Oh, well, that is correct.
Did I say Isaac Asimov?
You did say Isaac Asimov, yeah. So, which I didn't notice, but Phil has kindly corrected that since. The next one, though, is I think you'll like more.
Okay.
So you were talking about biomimicry.
Yes.
And you mentioned wing shape with birds.
Yeah.
And I questioned, but did the Wright brothers... I looked it up, and apparently, according to Wikipedia, the Wright brothers did study birds gliding. And
you would, wouldn't you?
Well, I guess, yep. So
you kind of look around and you go, we need something that flies. What flies?
It makes sense.
It does, doesn't it?
So that apparently it was some of the inspiration for their wing design.
I apologise to Phil because he's completely right with the dream.
But you're on the spot.
What did Isaac Asimov do? It's another famous book, isn't it, of his?
Yeah, I can't. Oh, yeah, don't know.
Anyway, sorry, but
that'll be for the next episode. Yeah,
that's what they call a hook and tease, mate.
So, as we've already discussed, that we've been looking at, with today's episode, which is the internet.
Yeah.
So we have looked at some of these AI chatbots.
Yeah.
So you've already heard a synopsis for the podcast, which I think I might actually upload that and use. We can use that for putting on Acast and that sort of thing.
I think it would be good, wouldn't it?
And then it's something to live up to. It was done upon us to try and live up to what the AI thinks we should be doing as a podcast.
I think so.
But I think some of its lofty ideas would elevate what we've been doing thus far.
Well, it's not going to do us any harm, is it?
But there was a couple of other things that I typed in that I thought might be interested. Some of these, again, sort of like callbacks to previous pods. So, for example, if you ask the AI bot, tell me a joke.
Yep.
I mean, I know you struggled with this,
I
didn't
did struggle. I did.
AI bot, quick as a flash, bang, straight back. What did the fish say when it hit the wall?
Damn.
Damn, exactly.
Nice.
Not a great joke.
It's a joke.
A joke.
Yep.
This was interesting. I typed in, why is Paul Claydon? You want to hear what it said?
Sorry, what? Just why is Paul Claydon?
Why is Paul Claydon, yeah.
Okay, go on.
Do you want to hear what it said?
I'd love to hear.
Paul Claydon is a professional chef and restaurateur who is known for his innovative cooking techniques, modern presentation, and use of high-quality ingredients. He has been praised for his attention to detail, creativity, and the way he brings together elements of a culinary arts to create unique dishes. Paul is also an advocate for sustainability and locally sourced ingredients, and is committed to using his platform to help bring attention to the importance of food waste reduction.
They've absolutely nailed me.
They
now,
just
haven't they?
know you, didn't they? That's unbelievable.
Wow.
And how is the restaurant going?
It's going well. It's going all right. It's,
How would you describe the cuisine there?
It's South Korean.
Very good. Are you aware of a famous chef called Paul Claydon?
I have no idea, no.
I wonder if it is...
what? I've never thinking about this. I don't think I've ever Googled myself.
Yeah.
Because that's sort of what that is, isn't it? When it does, because it must just go to search
Well, I don't know.
engines.
I have heard that in these things, that in the absence of anything else, it will just make shit up. And this is why, but it does it quite,
Oh, really?
matter of factly. But this might just be random nonsense, which makes this fucking AI very dangerous.
Yeah,
if it's just
exactly,
making up really plausible but completely false things.
But the funny thing about that is that I really actually quite like to do that. That sounds like it's something that I wouldn't mind doing.
Again, the answer is so much better than the reality.
If my Jig Cal form, when I was doing careers advice back in, remember the Jig Cal form?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
It told me I should be a long-distance lorry driver.
I think it told me I should be doing data entry or something like that. And it wasn't far off, to be honest.
That's what you do, isn't it? Data entry?
Pretty much,
Yeah.
I've also got here, what's the best thing to do with £1 billion? Do you want to know what the AI chatbot thinks?
Yes, please. Was it music? Was it mainly music?
Yeah, it was. It was built a state-of-the-art music
facilities in Bristol. Or was it some bullshit about indicators?
It was somewhere in the middle.
Right. That's probably a good thing.
Well, it says the best thing to do with £1 billion would depend on the person, which is very sensible.
Fair.
And the circumstances. A responsible person would likely invest most of the money to ensure long-term financial stability.
Well, Mark wouldn't. Mark would invest none of it. He'd give it all away and live in the same flat that he lives in now.
But now the AI is saying that I should have invested it. I might do that with it instead now.
So
I think the AI has got his head screwed on a bit more than I have, frankly.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and I'm willing to sort of
no
take instructions.
Is there any mention of golden butt plugs in there?
There's not.
Okay.
It does also say that while someone with a more philanthropic nature, that's me
and you,
go
on,
might use it to fund charitable causes. Other options include starting a business, cornering the
the statue market.
This is basically what I said. Investing in real estate, where you're going to sort of build a concert hall, or donating to a favourite non-profit or educational institution.
Well, that's sort of what I was going to do as well. So
ultimately, it's up to the individual. Really balanced. He's got really balanced, isn't he?
Thanks. Hang on. Did you just say, isn't he?
Oh,
You're gendering AI.
I am.
That's interesting,
that's terrible, isn't it? What's going on there, do you think?
I think it's deeply seated psychological issues on your part.
Do you think it's systemic misogyny on my part?
Yeah.
I think you're probably right.
Well, yep.
I'm going to ask the AI, am I sexist? Yeah, you are.
Is Mark Barron sexist?
It will probably come back going, probably, but here's some ways you could solve it.
Counter that, yeah.
I think
and you could do with that. That wouldn't be a bad thing.
It wouldn't be a bad thing. I mean, well, I'll try that afterwards, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Is a McDonald's meal a thing from McDonald's? What do you think it had to say about that?
Oh, I bet it said yes.
It said exactly that. Yes, a McDonald's meal is a product from McDonald's.
It's not, though. It's completely not.
AI, I'm just telling you what the AI said. All right? Just don't shoot the messenger.
So, for example, if I went into McDonald's and just said, can I have a meal, what would they say to me?
They'd say, yeah. They'd say, what
Can
sort
you
of
list
meal?
the individual components of the meal?
You could say that
you
about,
want?
you could go in and go, can I have a burger? And you go, well, what sort of burger? We do different sorts of burgers. That's pointless.
No, it's
what
not.
you've just said there is relating to nothing that we're talking about.
They'd say, do you want a main ingredient, like a burger? Then you can have your fries, or if you're a psychopath, you can have your carrots or your little bag of fruit.
Right, yeah.
And then they'll ask which drink you want. Those things are three, and that's why they ask them in separate questions. Well, because they're three individual separate things.
I'm done with the argument. I don't need to get into this again, but this is, you take it up with the AI.
Right.
Take it up with the AI overlord.
What did Neil say?
This is their opinion.
What did Neil say about it?
He didn't have anything to say about it.
He did say...
Well, not to me.
He did.
Did he?
You've told me that he'd agreed with me in the past that a meal isn't one thing.
Well, who are you going to believe?
You told me that, and he's your own flesh and blood. He's your brother.
Late middle-aged ginger, food forecaster. Or are you going to believe the collective wisdom of the internet?
The other middle-aged ginger.
No, I'm not asking you to believe me. I'm asking you to believe the internet.
Okay, fine. In which case, I apologise.
Yeah, good. Lastly on this, just very quickly, I thought, considering we may have had somebody from South Korea listen to our podcast...
Yes. Oh,
I thought we should do some reach out.
Okay.
And I asked the AI bot, what is a nice thing to say to somebody from South Korea?
Oh, lovely.
What would be a nice thing you might say to someone from South Korea?
Do you want me to say it in South Korean?
If you, yeah, I do, yeah.
Well,
No, don't do that.
I'm not going to even try and do that. So I think I would praise the beauty of their country, or I might do down somebody from North Korea. I bet they'd love that.
In all
Love
fairness,
that.
a South Korean, that's punching down, isn't it? A South Korean having to go to North Korean, but I think...
But I bet I bet all the jokes are about North Koreans.
Probably.
I bet, it's, yeah.
But anyway, I asked what's a nice thing to say to somebody from South Korea, and it replied in what I'm sure is South Korean.
Can you do the accent as well?
No, but I'm not going to do that, because
Please.
then I had to put and it was in I don't know what the characters are called in their alphabet,
Yes.
but it was in that. I put that through Google Translate from South Korean.
Oh, okay.
Or actually just Korean, so I think they must speak the same language in North and South Korea.
Okay.
Because there was only the one language of Korean.
Right.
Into English. And this is what it suggested. I admire your culture and its rich history. It's an honour to get to know you. And I just wanted to extend that sentiment to our one South Korean
it's
listener.
incredibly generic, though, right? Isn't that what you'd say to anybody from any other country?
But again, they've hit it right on the head, and it's been respectful. I think we could learn a lot from this AI bot, frankly.
But I just think it's just really... It's like these...
But it's safe, Paul, isn't it? In this cancer culture, I'm not surprised. You play and it's safe, and I don't blame him, because if anyone of significance or any numbers listen to this, we get cancelled like that.
So what you're saying is that for the rest of the pods or casts or I don't know what,
anything you say, we're going to run it through the bot first, and we're going to
we just sort of genericise it, just make it all a bit vanilla.
We're going to filter your hate out, is what we're going to try and do. Okay,
says the guy who did the rice analogy at the start.
Anyway, I think that probably concludes that section of this podcast. So next, what should we do next? What do you fancy doing next? We could do a quick fire, or we could do a quiz.
Oh, let's do a quiz.
We'll do the quiz next. All right, well, I'm going to ding the bell, and then we're going to crack on with that.
Quiz time.
Your new quiz jingle that you're trying to get off the ground.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying some new stuff out at this point.
In case I talked over it, do it now. Okay. I'll be quiet, and then I can snip it out, and we can use it in the future.
Okay. Quiz time.
Excellent.
Is that good?
Yeah, I mean, on its own, you just doing that. Yeah, that sounded weird.
It didn't.
But in future, when I put some music or something over it,
but bizarrely, it felt right.
Yeah, it's like the real sort of nuts and bolts of our podcast, but we're doing it live on the actual show.
Show your workings, isn't it?
Very much.
People love this shit. It's like a behind the scenes kind of like the people love the blooper reels, don't they?
Yeah,
it was almost my favourite bit of the Cannonball Run films.
Oh, of course,
the bloopers at the end.
Well, we should sort of keep a folder of bloopers and things like that.
I thought you were going to say we should do the Cannonball Run. Which I would be absolutely up for.
Is that actually a thing that you can do? Is it like what is it anyway? What would they actually be?
It was like a race
from where to where?
It was like from LA to New York or something like that.
Like an East Coast West.
They do a thing now called the Gumball Rally, which is sort of a similar sort of thing with like people who've got too much money, like with their fancy cars.
I've seen that, yeah.
But the trouble is I've got an electric car, so I'd have to stop every 45 minutes to charge the bloody thing. But my carbon footprint would be significantly less. So
True.
I would be smug about the whole thing. Sorry, we're doing a quiz, aren't we?
We're about to do a quiz.
Quiz time.
So Neil's done us another quiz, as always. Again, we were talking about we should have him on the show soon. He's up for doing that. He'll come and do a live quiz.
Is he like what? If he does come on, are we only going to allow him just to do the quiz, and then he's going to have to sit quietly in the corner?
No, I think we should invite him to do all the other bits as well. The only thing is, he's just for the quiz round, he'll just deliver us the quiz, and he won't obviously be answering the questions himself.
Right. I don't know.
But I thought, again, I know we're sort of like banging on this drum a lot to this episode, but AI bot.
Okay.
I wanted to know how an AI bot would fare against Neil, human, bulk standard, run-of-the-mill, work-a-day human. The most work-a-day human.
Christ. Mundane.
In a nice way, and like he's harmless. He's completely harmless.
Wow. Absolutely.
So I asked the AI bot. So first of all, I asked the AI bot to write an internet quiz.
Okay.
This is what came up with. Question 1. What is the most popular social media platform? So far, so good.
Okay.
I mean, there's 4 options here. It's given. So
it's
Facebook,
multiple choice.
Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat.
Yep.
Now, what it didn't do is give me the answers.
Oh.
Also, question 2, what is the capital of the United States? Los Angeles, New York, Washington, or Miami?
Oh, I know that one.
It's not about the internet. It's gone off message here. I think what it's done is when I said write an internet quiz, it's probably found a quiz on the internet.
Yes.
Now, the first question is relevant to the internet, but then it went off the boil, and it didn't confirm to me what the correct answers were.
Oh.
So,
And yet, still better than Neil.
well, we'll see. As I haven't read Neil's yet. I then asked it to write a quiz about the internet,
Right.
and it did much better.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you this quiz. There's only 4 questions.
Okay.
But it's actually given me the answers for each as
But
well.
it doesn't count towards the...
This doesn't count, no.
Okay.
So we're going to do
making sure.
this. Then we're going to do Neil's quiz, which I haven't seen yet.
Okay.
And then we're going to see, should we just get the AI bot to do the quizzes in the future?
Yeah, exactly.
And I told Neil before he did this that his quiz is going to get compared.
So he's hopefully stepped up his game.
So I hope that he's
Maybe.
gone a little bit out of the box
Yeah.
to try to do something that the AI just wouldn't be capable of.
Okay, I like it.
But anyway, so here's the quiz that the AI did for us. What does HTML stand for? No multiple choice here.
It's something language at the end, surely.
It is language, yeah.
Hypertext media language? No.
Markup language.
Ah,
Pretty
nearly.
good, pretty good.
Okay.
What's the world's most visited website?
Is it most visited? Is it bbc.com.co.uk?
No, don't overthink this. Come on, what would be the big one?
Oh, Pornhub.
Google.
Oh, of course, good. Sorry, it's funny. I don't think of Google as a website.
Oh, right,
It's
okay.
a search engine.
But
I get you've
it's
got
got
to go
URL.
there.
you know.
Yeah, fair.
What is the purpose of a web browser? Pornography.
Is it to browse the web?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
A web browser is a software application used to locate, retrieve, and display content on the World Wide Web,
Okay.
such as web pages, images, videos, and other files. Porn, pretty much.
Yeah.
What year was the first website created?
Oh, this is interesting.
Hmm.
I'm going to go for 90s.
Oh, yeah.
It'll
correct.
be, I'm going to say 1996.
Oh, 91.
Really?
No, I haven't checked the answers to these. I'm assuming they're correct. But as we already established, the AI bot will lie and do so convincingly. So all of those might be wrong.
I didn't get very many, so I'm going for they're all wrong.
But when given the remit, write a quiz about the internet, the AI bot went pretty straightforward route
It
one.
did, yeah.
So
Let's see.
let's now do the quiz. So this is the one that we're actually going to be competing for.
Mind you, you have already said he's quite mundane, very workaday, just your generic human being, basically.
He's nice. He's a nice enough bloke.
He's a- yeah.
I won't have anything other than that said about my
Yeah,
brother.
exactly. He's not neither one thing nor the other.
He's fine.
He's fine.
He's absolutely
and
fine.
I think that's how people would like to be described on a popular podcast.
Well, thank God that hasn't happened.
Exactly.
He's only been described on this one, so he's okay.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Here are the questions for the internet quiz. It's a standard quiz format this week, all with multiple choice options.
Oh, love a bit of multiple
okay.
choice.
Here we go. Question 1.
Okay.
In the UK, which Google search term saw the biggest year-on-year percentage increase in the number of searches in 2022
Yep.
compared to the number of searches in 2021?
Okay. Yep.
Is it Queen Elizabeth, Wordle, or World Cup?
Okay. Good question.
Hang on, I need to write down my
Okay.
answers.
So, obviously, the year that
Do you want me to
passed
reread it?
away. No, I'm good. Well, I do it for the listener because some of them are a bit,
In the UK, okay. So which Google search term saw the biggest year-on-year percentage increase in the number of searches in 2022 compared to the number of searches in 2021?
Okay.
The Queen Elizabeth, Wordle, or the World Cup?
Okay. All right. I've got that. I've got an answer anyway. Obviously, famously, the year that Her Madge passed away. Rest in power.
Yeah, okay. I've got an answer.
Good.
I'm not very confident about it, but here we go.
Wow.
Number 2. What is the UK's most popular online food ordering service? Is it Deliveroo, Just Eat, or Uber Eats?
Okay, yeah. All right, okay. Yep, I've got an answer for that.
Yeah, me too.
All of them, but, well, no, Deliveroo and Uber Eats don't deliver to my village.
Do they not?
No.
Oh, yeah, I use all 3 of those services.
Regularly?
Yeah, a little bit more regularly than I should. Anyway, that was question 2. Question 3. What is the most viewed video of all time on YouTube?
Oh.
Is it the Baby Shark Dance by Pink Fong?
Yeah.
Is it Despacito by Luis Fonsi?
Despacito,
yeah?
Yeah.
You're familiar with that?
Yeah,
I've never heard of that.
I wouldn't sing it.
Or Gangnam Style by Psy?
Okay, yeah, I'm going to have a go at that.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be like Charlie Bit My Finger or whatever. That one. Remember that one?
Yeah, I do. Okay, you got something?
Yes.
All right, question 4.
Yeah, I do. Let's not talk about that anymore.
Who has the most Instagram followers? Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, or Selena Gomez?
Okay, good question. All right. Yeah, okay, I've got that. I've got an answer for that
Yeah,
one.
me too. And which organisation did Sir Tim Berners-Lee work for when he created the World Wide Web?
Oh, good question.
Is it CERN, GCHQ, or Microsoft?
Oh, good question.
That's the only one I'm sort of confident on.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I've got answers for each one of those questions.
Me too. All right, here we go. I've got the answers up now.
Okay.
So, number 1, which Google search term had the biggest year-on-year percentage increase in 22
Yeah.
and 21? What have you got?
I got Wordle.
I went with Wordle. No, I didn't. Oh, I went with Queen Elizabeth. Damn it. I was going to go with Wordle. Wordle is correct.
Come on.
Flip a
clock.
duck. Right, number 2. What is the UK's most popular online food ordering service? Just Eat, Deliveroo, or Uber Eats? What did you have?
I've got Just Eat.
Effing effort. I've got Deliveroo, and it is Just Eat.
You see, and I thought that because I think Just Eat is more smaller restaurants, and you can, like, they just do their own thing, and therefore it's not quite as onerous to sign up to.
Oh, right.
I think, and they don't take as much money from
I
them.
could have sworn I heard in the news recently, and now this is, again, in 2023,
Yeah.
but I heard that Just Eat weren't doing particularly well recently, I heard
really?
in the news, but anyway.
Based in, most of the development based in Bristol as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, at number 3, what is the most viewed video of all time? What have you got?
I've got Baby Shark.
God, this is getting out of control. I went with Gangnam Style, and it's Baby Shark.
I just assumed that, like, there's lots of people with parents, and that's a very kind of child-centric one, and children will just bang on it, just Baby Shark, Baby Shark, Baby Shark, all over again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fine.
I've already won this, haven't
You've
I?
already won this, and I'm a little bit upset.
Okay.
Who's got the most Instagram followers?
I think it's Selena Gomez.
No, it's Ronaldo.
Is it?
And I went with Ronaldo.
Okay.
So I got that one right. And which organisation did Tim Berners-Lee work for?
Was it CERN?
It was
Yes, I've got that as well.
Yeah, I got that.
Wow.
Oh, well. So you are now 4.5 to 2.5, I believe.
So I'm just getting that comfortable lead back. I like that.
Yeah.
It made me feel I'll sleep a bit better tonight for that.
Well,
It
could be another. Yeah, I can't pretend I'm not disappointed.
No.
But I'm going to shake it off. Oh, do you want to do the tie break that you did for us?
Yeah, why not?
Here we go. Oh, I've ruined it for me. I can't do it. Sorry, but you can do it.
Because you've clicked it twice.
I've clicked the tiebreaker question is on the normal answer page, and I clicked on the tiebreaker answer.
I see.
So I've seen it. But anyway, you can do it.
Go on then.
According to Ofcom data, how many people in the UK visited the Pornhub website in the month of September 2020?
The month of September 2020 in the UK.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is individual people or
hits.
Hits, yeah. There might be the same people more than once. I don't know. Do you reckon anyone has more than one wank a month? I know I don't.
Probably not. I'd say 16.2 million.
Oh, that is bloody close. 15 million.
Oh, that's not bad, is it?
According to Pornhub's own data, the average time users from the UK spend on their site is 10 minutes 20 seconds.
Why?
Yeah, I could.
I could agree with that.
I could do it within that. That seems reasonable.
That's within the tolerances that you've set.
That would include foreplay.
Yeah,
for me.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, good. So,
yeah, well, there you go.
I
Thanks
think
for the quiz,
I
Neil.
probably would have won that as well.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. But well, I'm going to ding the bell, and then we're going to crack on.
Hang on, sorry, before you ding the bell, what's the score of the quizzes again?
It's 4.5 to you, 2.5 to me.
Sorry, I got 4 right on that one.
Yeah, I got 2.
Neil's. So, and before we do that, what about the AI based quiz up to Neil's quiz? What are we thinking?
Well, yeah, I think I preferred Neil's. In all fairness,
I think Neil's was more thought out.
Yeah, it had a little bit tongue in cheek as well, wasn't it?
I liked it. It was cheeky.
He had I mean, it was in the tie break, but he mentioned Pornhub.
Bless
That's
him.
risque, isn't it?
Isn't it? Just about as risque as he gets, I imagine.
Yeah,
Being the normal workaday, kind of mundane,
run of the mill
dude he is.
Yeah. Well, look, honestly, I love you, Neil. Thank you, and thank you for the quiz. Please give us more. And I'm sorry to be saying those things about you. All right, see you on Sunday. Bye. Right, I'm going to ding the bell.
Ding it.
Next up, we're going to talk about our big topic for this particular episode. Obviously, we're talking about the internet, and we thought we would have a look at some of the good things about the internet, some of the bad things about the internet, of which there are plenty. And the goal for this segment is to determine whether we're better or worse off with the internet.
Right.
Now, obviously, we come at this from a relatively unique vantage point in that Paul and I are both in our 40s.
Yes.
We grew up through a lot of our childhood, no internet, no mobile phones,
True.
no internet.
Yeah, fair.
So I think it's fair to say that we are the last generation who remember pre-internet.
Yeah.
So, we can visualize a world without the internet because we have lived that.
Yes.
I don't think the many people,
I would say that probably, my parents or kind of parents' age remember before the internet.
True.
But they're not necessarily as involved now, and their careers and social lives and stuff aren't as embedded in the internet as ours are. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I've often thought that, and this might be unfair, but people are a bit sort of technophobic.
Yeah.
Older people tend to be. And I think that's because until the internet happened and the sort of real computer explosion, their technology didn't really advance that fast. When you think about the sort of entertainment technology, it was television and radio.
Yeah.
And even though the television and the radio got better, the actual technology didn't really change much. I think we are probably the sort of last generation who progress has been a big part of my life. So what I'm getting at is that I don't think I'm ever going to get left behind technology-wise.
Yes.
Because I've been used to keeping up with technology.
Right, yeah.
And
the pace, basically, of technological change,
now,
we are more conditioned
Yeah.
to keep up with because,
we've been used to that.
And probably the next generation, or like my kids, are probably even more attuned to that because that's all they've had throughout their lives.
No, there's lots of elements of technology that I know nothing about that would be the realms of children or what have you. I mean, social networking, I've never really done any of that.
Yeah.
So there'll be elements of it that I'd be pretty clueless on.
Yeah.
But the general principle of computing and using computers and, and as technology progresses and advances, I'm confident I'll be sort of keeping up as much as I need to.
I was just trying to think, to put it in context, when the first iPhone, I think the iPhone's just had its 20th anniversary, hasn't it? Something like that. I think the first iPhone was about 2003.
I can believe that, yeah.
So, to put that in context, in 2003, I was, hang on a minute, 28? Yes.
Right.
I was 28. So that's the first iPhone, 28. That's
wow.
it. So, and that's when smartphones started, really, wasn't it? And the internet in your hand.
Yeah.
Rather than, before that, I had a Motorola StarTAC.
Well, yeah, and a Nokia 3210 before that.
Lovely phone.
But that's interesting, isn't it? So we went from no mobile phones, and you think about, went to go up to the iPhone, the smartphone. that model hasn't really changed since then, has it?
That's true.
You think about the evolution of mobile phones we witnessed in about a space of 10 years.
Yeah.
From really big ones to tiny, tiny little ones to texting and things.
Because
all
again,
happened.
take that back a bit. So first mobile phone I got, probably 18, 19? Maybe later than that, actually.
I can't remember.
Maybe, yeah. I know that my friends were at university. Spoiler alert, I didn't go to university. I know.
But you seem so well educated.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Judging by the quiz wins, eh?
That's the internet.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, so, yeah, that is a rapid acceleration of technological uptake, isn't it, really?
What we're here to do, though, is try and interrogate whether the internet is good or bad.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, I'm just kind of putting a bit of context, a bit of colour around it. Jesus,
Absolutely.
Mark.
So I've got a few things. So there's some really good things that sort of jumped out for me.
Okay.
Well, actually, before we get into that, are you interested in knowing what the AI chatbot has to say about what's the best thing about the internet and what's the worst thing about the internet?
No, not at all.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, come on, I printed it out. Let me read it.
Go on then. Don't fucking ask. If you're just going to read it, just read it.
All right, fine. I'm just going to read
If
it.
you don't want my opinion, this is the opinion hour, Mark. You asked my opinion, I gave you my opinion, and you just want to do it anyway.
But, you know, if it's on the script, you're meant to just go, oh, yeah, please read it, Mark. That sounds fascinating.
It's just too confected, isn't it? If we do that?
It is.
Come on.
Well, okay, I asked the AI chatbot, what's the best thing about the internet? It said, the best thing about the internet is its accessibility. So true. It allows us to access information from around the world, explore new cultures, and stay connected with friends and family. And yeah, it definitely does that. You think about lockdown without the internet.
Yep.
That would have been a whole different experience, wouldn't it?
Well, I mean, one of the things I've got written down, funnily enough, as we're going through that, is that lockdown with kids and schooling. I mean, we needed to have the internet. We needed to have those online learning resources for teachers to send stuff and for us to be able to communicate backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
And, you know, to have online classrooms and to do all that stuff, you know, and even for the kids to stay connected with their friends during the lockdowns. I mean, you know, just something as simple as playing a game on the Xbox when you're connected to your friends through a headset. That's the socialisation that you would have missed otherwise.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, completely agree with that. And you know, the Zoom quizzes that we all had, and
I mean,
you know,
lockdown
chats.
for me was. I mean, obviously, it was a terrible thing to happen to the world, but the golden age for quizzes. Oh my God, I've never quizzed so hard in my entire life. It was amazing. One time I was doing 3 quizzes a week. I was doing a work quiz, a family quiz, and a big friend quiz. And it was like the whole life was all like
Those
work around
halcyon
quizzes.
days.
I know.
Ah,
I wish, yeah. And then of course they rolled out a vaccine, and all the fun ended.
shit. It was almost worth all those people dying, wasn't it?
No, I didn't say that.
Almost.
What does the AI chatbot think about what's the worst thing about the internet?
Go on. You're going to tell me anyway.
One of the worst aspects of the internet is the prevalence of cybercrime, such as identity theft, phishing scams, and malware attacks. Now, actually, I hadn't mentioned any of that, but that's a very good point. You've got to be careful about your internet.
That's quite a specific. I mean, but that's sort of. I would say that crime exists in the real world as well as being. So I get that.
Well, I suppose. It also goes on to say the anonymity of the internet also makes it a haven for online trolls, cyberbullying, and other malicious activities. Additionally, the sheer amount of information available online can be overwhelming and difficult to navigate.
And so one of the things that I kind
Again, very measured.
It is.
I really like. I want this guy to be my dad. I want this AI bot to be my dad.
Again, the guy there.
Oh,
there we
yeah.
are
I'm
with
sorry.
this inherent misogyny. But I was going to say that the talking there about I've lost my train of thought now.
About trolling and
about the
cyberbullying
anonymity,
and-
the anonymity of
Yeah.
the internet. It's funny. It's one of the things that I've put down as a con. However, when I've read about it before in the past, so one of the things that I've always thought for things like Twitter and bots and stuff, why not just have, you have to provide information about yourself before you can sign up to a social network. So it makes, it links you as a person to that thing.
Yep.
However, the arguments against that is like the Arab Spring and people in countries that are trying to kind of subvert democracy and push people down,
Yeah.
and the democratization of sort of protest that it gives.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that anonymity brings to the internet.
True.
Which
True.
is an interesting. It's not funny again, but it's interesting.
No, you're absolutely right. Certainly, the sort of the online trolling, cyberbullying side of things.
Yeah.
That is something I'd written down as a bad.
Yeah.
No, I've personally never had any involvement in that.
No.
But then I've never been in any social networks, and again, you don't get much trolling on LinkedIn.
No,
my experience.
Shit job.
Yeah,
You're a shit job, mate.
yeah. You do get people sort of like look at your profile and then not answer your messages. Who
Yeah.
obviously didn't like what they saw.
Yeah,
But you know,
I only did that twice.
and of course you're coming at this from a parent as well.
Yeah.
And I assume though that your children have come across these things.
Yeah.
They either hopefully never suffered with it themselves, but certainly it must be
Well,
prevalent in their social groups.
And there's an awful lot of education in schools that goes on about it. Obviously, there are certain, some of the social networks we don't allow as parents.
Oh, which ones do you forbid?
Snapchat is forbidden.
Why and why that? Why Snapchat?
Well, Snapchat is very interesting because the messages disappear. So you can, you go through. That's the whole point of it in the first place was that you send a message and that message gets deleted. So therefore, there's no sort of evidence trail if you are feeling bad about that.
Only if you happen to screen grab it, I suppose. Is the
Yeah,
only
you
sort of,
can.
like...
There are, but if it is screen grabbed, I think it shows the person at the other end that it's been screen grabbed.
Oh right. Okay.
So there's lots of. So we don't allow that one. In sort of WhatsApp, it's a very difficult one. They do all have WhatsApp, but the settings are on WhatsApp, and we very much. And a lot of people might not like this, but I don't care. Right? They're children, and I'm an adult.
Yep.
We will take their phones every now and again and check their messages.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Just to check what's going on for their sake as well as our sake to figure out what's going on. So it is a really difficult one. My eldest has Twitter, but he very seldom tweets. It's not really cool to tweet. It's more of to get the information in.
Right. Okay.
Rather than a social. None of them have Facebook.
Does he follow? Is it he your eldest? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Who does he follow on Twitter? Does he follow anyone?
Yeah. There's lots of sort of political accounts and stuff. It just tends to be what it's. When I was on Twitter, I'm not on Twitter anymore, but when I was on Twitter, it was mainly for the interesting people to follow and the articles and stuff that you get and the sort of the rabbit holes you can go down and learn, and that's sort of why he's got that.
Right.
My middle one has got Twitter as well. She's more engaged with it backwards and forwards, so that's interesting. So but it's just a matter of sort of making sure that and we say that we always, when they're on social media, we follow them in some way or another. TikTok as well. So my youngest and my middle one have got TikTok.
Well, it's good to keep the Chinese in the loop, I always say.
Isn't it? Yeah.
So that's why I use
in
TikTok.
In case they want to know.
Just so I know that, the Chinese know where I am and what I'm doing and what my thoughts are and, my likes and dislikes,
for
my
the Chinese
fears.
government to know the latest dance crazes, I think. I mean, because, that's how eventually they're going to take over the world.
But was it them, are they just finding out what the latest dance craze is? Or have they made us believe a certain thing is the latest dance craze?
Your conspiracy theories won't fly with me,
Deep
sunshine.
state stuff we're talking about here.
I'm not. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on online, but there's lots of education. I think it's about sort of maybe good parenting and trying to tell them what to, we always say that, especially WhatsApp or anything you put up, would you be happy for like your parents, me or my wife, to see that? Right? Would you be happy to see it like projected onto the?
And that's
the
good advice.
Yeah.
But how many? What have you never sent something like a WhatsApp group?
Yeah.
That's like pretty risque. That in the context of the group with that people is fine because they know you.
Yeah.
But actually, no. Would I want my boss to read this?
Well, so
definitely not.
Yeah, maybe.
And that's happened a number of times. And when I've read things back, oh yeah, that's. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
Because they know that I'm joking.
But
if it got out somewhere else, I would never say it if I thought it would.
So
get
I think
out,
there's a bit of a difference between adults and children and the sharing of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe.
I think that there's more sort of the social groups and the groups within WhatsApp are more fluent. Like there's people being chucked out of WhatsApp groups. The currency in a WhatsApp group, basically with kids or teenagers, is who's admin. Can you make me
right,
admin? Can
yeah.
you make me admin? Because then you can't be thrown out, and you can throw other people out if you don't like them. Or so there's a constant flux of kids going in and out of these WhatsApp groups, which is it's a funny thing. But it's more for me. It's more pictures and stuff. If you're sending pictures of yourself, if you're sending pictures of yourself or videos of yourself doing something stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, even my eldest now, who's nearly 17. Always says, God, I'm so glad you didn't let me have my own YouTube account, because so many of his friends, when they were like 9 and 10, had YouTube accounts, and of course those videos are there, right? They're up, and it's them doing stupid stuff. That it's not necessarily cyberbullying, but people take the piss out of their kids, right?
Yeah.
They find something and they take the piss out of that thing mercilessly.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I mean, I'm glad that I don't have a history of tweets or Facebook photo or anything like that. I mean, I've been at places I've worked in the past where people have got in a lot of trouble, like they've phoned in sick, and then their boss has had access to their Facebook page and is seeing photos of them out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
well, you can't. That's just stupid.
I know that is
that's
stupid.
That's not necessarily social media's fault. I often think one of the things that the cons is that I've got down on my list, and it's not necessarily, well, it is the internet because it's the way that these things are shared, but camera phones weren't a thing when I was growing up, but even into my 20s.
Yeah.
So if somebody would have had a camera phone and been
they
taking
were so
photos,
shit. They were so like few megapixels. You couldn't make out anything anyway.
But if somebody would have had those things when we were teenagers, the stupid stuff that we got up to, right? And I can think of things that my cousin and you and our friends did, but if that gets somewhere or there's photos of that. That can kind of track you for the rest of your life.
Back then, you had to. It cost you money to go and develop these photos. Yeah. So that's why we would do it like we would have the family around, all dressed in sort of like suits.
Yeah.
And it would be sepia, and none of us would be smiling.
No.
And that's the only time you'd be worth like taking a photograph.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the only time, and you'd have to stand still for 5 minutes.
So we've been talking a lot about the bad stuff.
Bad stuff.
So obviously with the cyberbullying and stuff, that's clearly bad, and there is definitely, I think, work there that can be done. Yep. Some good stuff though. Mm-hmm. So on my list, top of my list, sat nav.
Jesus,
why is that funny? Again? That is one of the most amazing uses of this technology. Can you remember though what it used to be like?
I can, but I mean, it's just going. It's like a fucking episode of Top Gear again. It's like the bloody indicators first, and now it's the sat nav.
Well, I mean, that's just a coincidence, I think. But come on, sat nav is so useful.
It is really useful
as an application, like as a useful function.
That's a good point.
It's an absolute, leaps and bounds in terms of what we get to do with our lives now.
I mean, I've got as one of my good things crowdsourcing medical research, which is very similar, I think.
Samesies, really.
It's samesies, isn't it?
But I mean, that's top of my list. It's like it still amazes me that we have this now. And again, it's just like I remember, and I think for me in particular with sat nav is that I'm awful at reading maps.
Yeah.
So I used to get myself in all sorts of trouble.
I think for me on the sat nav front, I think one of the best things probably to emerge out of this century is celebrity voices for sat nav directions.
Well, yeah.
What do you think about that?
I've never heard. I'm familiar with what you're talking about, but I've never actually experienced it. So I've never downloaded.
That'd be right up your alley.
No.
Oh.
Or recording your own ones, I'm told.
Oh, really?
It's possible as well. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So, like, I've heard it where people have like changed their sat nav, so like when their like wife was driving in the car, it would be like going like right, go right, go fucking right. Oh, you missed it and stuff. And all these pre-recorded.
We're done. Stuff. No, that's good. One of the good things for me as well is back to that pandemic thing as well. But on from that is remote working. Now the ability to be able to, so that sort of opened up the world of work to a lot of people.
I mean, I get to work in this beautiful space that you're sitting in now at the moment. Yeah.
Oh,
I do enjoy working from home, so that was like something. Yeah. So I worked exclusively in the office, and then the pandemic meant my company got the technology required, so I could work exclusively at home, and that has been a big sort of sea change as well.
Yeah,
that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I've got, again, you're going to laugh at these, but I think these are all legitimate.
No, I'm not going to laugh at them all, I promise.
Online banking.
Yeah, no, that's great. I
That's
agree.
great. I know it can be a real pain because the security of it.
Yeah.
Some people do find a little bit impenetrable.
Yeah.
But once you sort of get your head around the security side of things, I don't find that stuff too taxing. Especially these days where all your passwords are saved and
I suppose one of the
relatively
things I would
secure.
say is for our generation, that's right, but there's a lot of high street banks closing.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
I'm not saying that is a good thing.
I also heard I went to a lecture once from I think it was the head of Halifax online banking, who was saying that and this is interesting, for Halifax, and this is like maybe 10 years ago probably, for Halifax, the price of somebody walking into one of their branches, every time somebody walks into one of their branches and talks to a member of staff, it costs them 40 quid, basically.
Wow, okay.
But to service somebody for online banking for a year costs a £5.
Right, yeah. Well, so, I know there's still lots of people out there who need a local branch, but
we don't care about those
from
people,
my perspective,
really.
I find it very convenient.
I agree.
Bank that I use, I'm perfectly happy with the online thing. Oh, I only found out recently, you can pay in checks.
Yeah.
You can take a photo of the
little
check,
photo, yeah.
as long as it's under a certain amount.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Amazing, the world we live in.
Oh, it's crazy, isn't it? Are we still on good things?
We've got good things.
Go
Well,
on.
I'm going to mention one now that's on both my good and bad thing.
Oh, go on.
Now, I wasn't too sure about whether or not I should mention this,
Right, go on.
but porn.
Right.
Elephant
It's
in
out
the
there
room.
now,
I
isn't
think
it?
we're going to have to tackle it.
Sorry,
We're gonna
elephant
have
in the room. Is that the sort of videos you watch?
That's my normal search criteria, yeah. Sorry, my stepsister elephant in the room. Yeah. But it's a tricky one to
Well,
sort of
gone
talk
are the
about, isn't
days
it?
where you have to find sort of slightly damp magazines under bushes in a park.
Well, I know. I mean, are you lamenting that fact, or is that
There's a certain
when you found one,
romantic-
it was exciting, wasn't it? You know?
Yeah, there's a romantic kind of, ideal about it,
I think that this is probably going to very much more in the bad side for me.
Okay.
So I think the worst thing about internet porn is that it just gives a really distorted idea of what sex is.
Yeah.
And that is hugely damaging. And I imagine as like a young man growing up with the access to the sort of porn that you can get these days must
I think
be
you're right,
so
yeah.
confusing, and it can't be a good thing.
No, I agree.
Ultimately for that person's relationship,
Well, and
future
the,
relationships,
the ability to be able to access it for anyone.
Yeah.
Really, you have to be, pretty tech savvy as parents to be able to lock down computers and actually, if you're that good these days as a child on a computer, you can get around a lot of these things anyway, right? So
they got
it's
that.
not good to have that.
So I think that it's bad for the consumer from that perspective. I also think that I know I don't know much about the adult sex industry, entertainment industry, but I would assume that it's not, there is some pretty horrible things going on there.
Yeah, I expect so, right?
And I just think in general, and again, I might be wrong, and I know this wouldn't be universal, but I just think in general, imagine most people who are working in any sort of sex work, whether it's adult film industry or any other type of sort of sex work, there's probably there's often going to be a sad story behind that.
Yeah.
I think. Now, I know that won't be exclusively the case, but I think that's going to be commonly the case.
Also,
and so
I think
it's
there's-
troublesome. There's ethical considerations.
Also,
there, I think.
there's more of a propensity to build up a sort of belly of that kind of industry, isn't it? That isn't as professionalised. Like you say, there are some bits at the top of that tree are probably taken care of, and it's nice and
absolutely.
it's good, and there's all the sorts of But then the more prevalent
the
that it
90%
gets,
under that is probably going to be quite troublesome in one way or another.
Yeah, and people aren't going to be taken care of and have therapy and have all the stuff that they need. So I agree.
Here's something that I thought about with that. If photorealist animation gets as good as I imagine it will do, you think about how technology advances like that.
Yeah.
So if you were able to do photorealistic pornography, so basically no actors, no real actors.
So nobody gets... Yeah, okay.
Nobody gets what? Finish that sentence.
So nobody gets
Reamed.
hurt or damaged or...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
But yes, exactly. That presumably solves at least that bad element I was just describing. It doesn't solve the damage to the consumer.
And I would say potentially it makes that worse because what are the rules then of... I mean, I imagine there's not huge amounts of rules when it comes to pornography online.
Not that I've discovered. No.
but there are at least some, right?
Yeah.
You know, that you don't have to go to the dark web or whatever to get.
Yeah.
So if that is animated, does that make it okay? It probably doesn't. If it's not a real person having sex with a real horse.
Wanking off in the uncanny valley.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I already feel like we've gone too far with this.
But no, so I know this is very much Richard Herring's thing. He talks about a lot, so I'm sorry to. But he talks about sex robots in a sort of similar sort of way.
Yes.
So his big thing. So I'm not trying to steal this. So I'll sort of repurpose it. His big thing is that if you had sex with a robot, would that be considered cheating? If you were in a relationship, could your partner legitimately consider that cheating?
Oh, that's interesting.
Or not?
How realistic is that robot?
Well, the other thing he mentions is that it might be worse if it looks like her sister.
That's fair. That's fair. I think it all depends upon. If it looks like R2D2, then you're all right.
Yeah, maybe.
If it looks like a real person, I think
C-3PO would be too far. You think?
No, I still think. They'd have to be. I think what I'd have to do in the same way.
I've got to ask. If you had to shag one or the other of R2D2 or C-3PO, who would you sleep with, and why?
Oh, it would be R2D2 because really? C-3PO would just be annoying. He's just really pedantic, isn't he?
Yeah, I think I like that.
It would be like. I don't know.
That's a turn on for me. That sort of fussy, pedantic, posh thing. I think I like that.
Oh, would it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be your thing.
But yeah, so I thought we should talk about porn just because it was doing the internet and it's a big part of it.
I wanted to. One of the bad things for me.
Yeah.
Sorry, were you going to say something?
No, I was.
And this again is a small thing in the grand scheme of things. Is that the absence of good pub discussions anymore?
Oh yes. Yeah, because everything just gets Googled.
Everything
gets
Googled. So there's no longer. Oh, who was it that scored that goal in the 1986 fight? There's nothing.
No.
It's just it's that person. Or what was that person in? What was that film called? You just get it straight away.
Well, these days you go to the pub, you just talk about that TikTok you saw earlier that you liked.
Exactly. Yeah. You probably do the dances. You just with your friends on the TikTok, doing the dances, drinking your prime. That's what they do these days, the kids.
Drinking prime.
Prime.
What's prime?
Oh my god.
Never
you
heard of
really
it.
are old and you haven't got children.
Yeah.
Prime is an energy drink that is made and marketed by Logan Paul and KSI, who are two very big YouTube stars.
Influencers,
yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. And they got together and created this drink called Prime, which there are cues around. It's like Lucasade Sport,
right?
But it's in its own thing. It's very cool, and and the kids just you can't buy it because they sell it in Sainsbury's, and there's grown men beating up small children to get crates of it, so they can then sell it on eBay for 10 times the price.
It is crazy that almost sort of fair play to them for let's just do this and we'll make a ton of money, and we've got the platform to market it.
Well, why not? Well, wherever you go, right? In whatever age you look, there are people profiteering from the media that's prevalent at the time, right? Why
Indeed.
not? And YouTube, YouTubers are massive, right? They earn huge amounts of money.
Yeah.
Huge.
And some podcasters do as well, don't they?
I can't believe that.
I don't know how that works.
Who are the biggest YouTubers? Joe Rogan?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
he
really.
A thing?
Oh, I do. Oh, the only one I follow is, I can't think of his name is now.
Go on.
He's like a technology guy. He's like an ex-engineer, and he does loads of Mark Roban.
Mark Rober.
Rober.
Yes.
So that's the only YouTube I've ever subscribed to.
Yes.
Because I quite like his videos.
Scientist guy. Is he the one that did the glitter bomb?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the guy.
And he does squirrel. Well, yeah, my son likes him.
Yeah, he's done loads of stuff. He's done sort of massive
squirrels,
Nerf guns.
Yes. And elephant toothpaste.
Yeah.
Swimming pools.
Exactly.
That's just 3 words that I've just said then that could be completely unrelated. Elephant, toothpaste, swimming pool. It's like I'm playing some sort of
in this context, makes
Radio
perfect
4
sense.
panel game.
There's one more thing I've got here on my good list.
Go on.
And again, this could be controversial, shopping, Amazon. I use Amazon all the time.
Yeah.
And I know it's problematic with the people at the delivery end and how they're treated. I personally would hate to do that job.
Yeah.
but it's like I use it all the time.
Oh,
and
I use it all the time. And do you? I don't know. Do you feel guilty sometimes when you use it? Not, and I don't feel guilty because of the sort of supply chain and all that kind. Not necessarily. I feel guilty because I feel like I should be going to my high street.
Yeah.
And being with people and talking to my local butcher and do you know what I mean? Not that I get much meat from Amazon.
One lamb chop
arrives in its little cellophane. But I think that it has killed the high street.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. Yep.
But then, again, pandemic, and I mean the amount of stuff we used to have 2 or 3 parcels that arrive in a day at our house.
Absolutely.
Just start, you can get anything.
Yep.
Mark.
So I've put that on the good just
there.
because I do use it and I find it incredibly useful.
Yes, that's fair.
And I've got I would have Prime, Amazon Prime, for the TV. I watch a fair amount of TV.
Yep.
A lot of it on there is crap, but actually I end up watching stuff on there a fair amount.
Yep.
And then you just get like free next day delivery as well.
Yeah,
it's like
what's the best? What's the best thing you've watched on Prime? Do you think?
Well, they have like pretty good movies on there. What have I seen on there that I did? Oh, for Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Yeah,
I quite like that.
That's good.
As a Prime, it was the recent Hobbit thing.
Oh yes,
which I kind of enjoyed because I do like that franchise, but it's not that great.
I like Reacher. Have you watched that?
Oh, the TV show.
Yeah,
I did watch that.
That was quite good.
Oh, it was okay.
It was one of those like brainless things, but I liked it.
Similarly with the Clancy thing as well. So although the latest season I didn't think was very good, but I'm into that sort of thing.
Oh, which one's the one with John Krasinski?
Yeah,
yes.
There's been 3 seasons of that now.
Jack Ryan.
That's
it. Yeah, no, I didn't like the recent. Anyway,
right.
It's just like
anyway, that's not the topic.
Talking to my mum. Yeah, one of the things I've got as a con.
Oh yeah,
can I give you a con?
Hit me.
Environmentally, the carbon footprint of the internet is awful. The amount of compute power it takes to do a lot of these things, and
somebody
the amount
was talking to me about this recently. I've never deleted anything from my Gmail account, and they're saying that's terrible, and that nobody does, and that's why it's quite bad. Yeah, fair
the
enough.
amount of compute and the just look at what's the current Bitcoin. The amount of money is incredibly bad for the environment. That the Bitcoin mining and just the compute power for things like BBC and Google and all that kind of stuff. Very, very bad carbon footprint.
Yep, good point. So, have you sort of landed on a good or bad? Can you be quite definitive on that? I think I can, but with a bit of a qualification.
I think I can as well.
Go on then. So, what are you thinking?
I think it's good.
Yeah,
and I think it could be better.
Do you think it needs regulation?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I do as well.
I think it needs more regulation. I think it's very difficult to regulate it, but I think that, yes, it does. I think, for me, the anonymity thing on social media needs to change, and I think it probably will at some stage, because it's unsustainable. But, I think, basically, it is a force for good.
That's pretty much where I've landed with it as well. You're always going to be able to pick out, the negatives, and I think those negatives should be tried to be addressed.
And there's a lot of negatives, right?
Yeah, there are.
But then again, I kind of came back to that. With any new media, there always is. Yeah, there's positives and negatives about it, right?
I agree.
And it's revolutions really, because it is a technological revolution.
It is, it's one of the biggest sort of revolutions we're probably ever going to come across in our lives. In fact, most humans in the history of humanity, hardly any would have seen that much progress within their own one lifetime.
But, I mean, for example, I wouldn't have my job without the internet.
No, I mean, well, technically I could, but I do. A lot of my job is done video appointments, so...
Yeah, but I mean, mine,
specifically.
I build, my teams build stuff over the internet, with just literally wouldn't exist. So, I mean, just selfishly, I think it's a force for good.
Oh, because so if we banned it, you'd be out of a job, basically.
Yeah.
So
I don't think we should.
So you're okay with all the cyberbullying and stuff, as long as your job's safe.
Keep, exactly.
Excellent. Well, I think with that, then I think we're both on the same page.
Exactly.
So we're basically saying we're landing on internet good.
However, we'd be happy to hear what you guys have to say about that.
Absolutely.
Which you can get hold of us on Mark and Paul's Opinion Hour at gmail.com.
Exactly right. Right, I think we're going to ding the bell.
which is also on the internet.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So if you really hate the internet, almost, by getting in touch with us to tell us you hate it, you're playing right into the internet's hands, aren't you?
Should I give them my home address in case they'd rather send me a snail mail?
Yeah, do that. You should do that.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
We are now going to do a quickfire round, and I'm going to do my quickfire questions to Paul. I know traditionally we've done 5, but the nature of some of these are a bit silly, so I've ended up doing a few more, but maybe we'll miss a few out, or we might edit some out. But anyway, here we go. So, internet-based quickfire questions to you. Number 1, do you accept all cookies?
Not always, no.
That's
When it's
fine.
easy to not, I don't.
Right. Okay. Oh, so you will opt out if it's not too much of a fuss.
You know, sometimes when you say no, and then it takes you to like a settings page.
I don't know that
goes
because I
back-
always say yes to
Oh, do
everything.
you? So
Yeah.
sometimes I say no.
Right. Fair enough. Quickfire number 2. What's the first thing you can remember typing into a search engine? What's the first thing you ever typed into a search engine?
Oh, God.
I imagine
So let's
back
try to
then it was a
think
simpler
about it.
time, so I'm guessing it
Yeah.
would have been something like teen sluts showing their ankles, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
My stepsister's ankles.
What would it have been? It would have been right back in the day. It probably would have been something about maybe like football results, I think. I think that's why I first kind of sort of came across the internet with like sort of football stuff and football chat forums. I don't know. I'm never that. I would like football, but I was never that into it. So maybe football results.
Right. Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that'll do. Question 3.
Yes.
What's the best app and why?
Oh, the best app.
Yeah.
Oh, I really like a weather app.
Oh, that yeah. Wait, what do you use? What do you use for your weather?
So this is a bit contentious for me at the moment. I used to use an app called Dark Sky,
Oh,
which was amazing, and I loved it.
is that like the weather you get on the dark web?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all a bit risque weather. It
going it's going to be a bit foggy tomorrow, so it'd be
app.
nice to go and like perving on women.
the app was then bought by Apple.
Right.
And then they ran it, and there was a little thing on it every time I opened it saying, this is an Apple product. And then at the end of last year, Apple discontinued it, and then they sent me to Apple Weather. And I don't like it as much, Mark.
Isn't it just the same data though?
It is, but it's not presented in the same
Right.
way.
I have to admit, I switched recently from BBC weather app to the Met weather app.
Right.
And the BBC's was simpler, but somebody was telling me that the Met.
Well, they don't use famously the BBC don't use Met data
Not anymore,
do
no,
they? Yeah.
exactly. And somebody was telling me that the Met data is better,
Right.
more accurate.
Also, I do like Uber.
Yeah,
The Uber app is just, it's so easy to use. It's so well done.
As you've just brought that up, so do you use Uber rides?
Yes.
Like for the okay.
Yeah.
So I thought we'd do another little quiz just for fun.
Oh, go on.
Get your app out.
Okay.
Who's got the highest Uber rating?
Oh, okay, nice.
So I did
like
actually
that.
look mine up recently
Okay,
for
I'm
this.
gonna
So I
have a
didn't
little look
even
at
realise
this.
that you did get rated.
Opening my app. I've got it.
So I'm 4.73.
On again, Mark.
Oh, what have you got?
4.77.
Oh, you're joking. But I want to know what I've done to upset these fucking Uber drivers who haven't been giving me 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
I'm not very chatty in an Uber. I'm polite when I get in. Hi, how you doing? Nice, yeah. And then I don't really want any other conversation.
Okay.
So maybe that's why. Maybe some people find me a little bit.
I don't tend to. I maybe say, all right, mate, been busy.
Classic.
It's a classic. What time
Yeah, what time do you knock off?
do you knock off? That kind of thing.
Yeah, I bet they hate that. That's why you've
I bet
dropped.
they do, yeah. That's why I've gone down a few.
Okay, that's fine. So we're going Uber for that, I think you said.
Yeah.
Okay, if you were going to develop an app, what would it do?
Oh, right.
Have you ever thought about developing an app? I had one thought here.
No, I haven't thought of developing an app.
Okay.
I think if I did, it would show me the proximity of various sizes of well-trained dogs
Okay.
so that I could then cling film them to lampposts
Right.
in a
Very
more
good.
graded and sort of efficient manner.
No, that's good. If I had one, I thought I'd do an app where if you take a photo of any food,
Yeah.
or plate of food, it'll tell you how much seasoning it needs.
Yes, good.
And I call it Grinder, I guess.
Nice, yes, yeah. Okay,
All
good.
right, question 5. Are you a robot?
I don't think I am, but then that's what a robot would say.
Yeah, true. Question 6. How many traffic lights can you see? Right now. Come on.
Right,
Quick.
no. None. I can't
Okay.
see any.
Number 7. Would you like a larger penis in 2 weeks?
Can I not have one now?
No, it's going to take 2 weeks.
What, is that delivery or what?
Yeah, I will deliver you a large penis in 2 weeks. No, your penis could be bigger in
That
2
sounds
weeks.
like a threat.
Okay.
Oh, mine. Oh, okay. Well, I suppose, yes.
Next question. Oh, this one just says 404 error. The URL
Nice.
www.quickfirequestion cannot be found on this server.
Oh,
Something's going wrong there.
that's a shame.
Are you looking for horny housewives in your area?
No.
And that's it. That's my quickfire questions.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, I think we've learned a little bit about you and the internet in
I
that.
think we've learned more about the internet and you than we have about me, to be honest.
Anyway, I'm going to ding the bell
Ding.
and then you can give me your quickfire questions.
Thanks. Okay, so my quick fire questions now to Mark. Again, I've said, I was talking to Mark earlier on. I've struggled with this subject this week,
Yeah.
and I don't know whether that's because we kind of like I said, we're sort of surrounded by the internet, and it's sort of integral to our life. So everything I kind of thought about was sort of no, that's sort of generic, and that's what life is really. So anyway, I'm going to give you mine, and they're all quite generic, and well, that's what life is. So my first one is, what's the most used app on your phone?
Ooh. So weather again. I'm probably looking at that most days.
Yeah.
Uber again, either for rides or for food sometimes.
WhatsApp?
WhatsApp.
Yeah, I think that'd probably be mine.
How many WhatsApp groups are you in? Would you say? Certain ones that sort of
generally going
keep going.
10.
Yeah, I think I'm perhaps around the same.
I try not to. I mute quite a few.
Yeah.
When they get a bit. I don't like when people start like sharing other stuff from other groups that isn't pertinent to that group.
I know what you mean.
Oh, it's really funny. I saw this on this group, and you're like, yeah.
My problem is because I live alone. So that's my choice. Like, I like living alone, but I do
you
sometimes
would say that though, right?
Otherwise, is that will cry. Yeah. That will cry into the mic for an hour.
That doesn't make a good podcast.
No,
does it?
that's in my other channel. But I'm sat here, and obviously I'm obviously craving some company because suddenly my WhatsApp dings, and it's some group. And then I'm composing like this long thing. I'm trying to think, this would be funny. I want to be funny. Oh, Mark, you're being so funny. And then you hit send and you have that immediate,
not funny, is it?
That might be a bit too risque. And I've misjudged the mood. And that's like...
Or you hit send, it goes through and you think, I'm pretty pleased with that.
Yeah.
And nothing happens.
Oh, yes. That's
even though
worse.
the group has been banging along at quite a pace.
Yeah.
And then you do your thing and you go... My God, what?
Oh, I guess they're all busy. I guess they're all doing something.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Surely not everybody has seen. And now as well with WhatsApp, you can do. You used to be able to do that. Who's seen my post thing? Who's seen my message?
Oh, you can see whether it's been read or
but
delivered.
now if you do the make me look offline thing, you then can't see whether other people have seen it, can you?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. To that level.
That too. That's ninja skills. Okay.
Yeah.
Next, if you could ban one website, what would it be?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not about censorship, you know.
No. I'm just saying you're allowed. Nobody finds out it's you. It's not censorship necessarily.
Yeah.
You're just going to wipe it off the face of the earth
I mean,
completely. It's gone.
I'm struggling to think of something now. Hang on. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to leave a massive pause that I'm then going to edit out.
All right.
And I'm going to edit all this out. And in a minute, I'm just going to say something, and
It's going to make you sound really
yeah.
As in, but I'm going to go. I'm going to pack up my stuff. I'm going to go home, and then I'm going to listen to this. It's going to be us talking, and then you're just going to go 4chan.
Oh yeah,
into the thing or
pretty
whatever,
good one.
or I don't know, 8chan, or I don't know, whichever. Reddit.
So I mean, TikTok.
Mumsnet.
TikTok maybe. Yeah, Friends Reunited. Oh, do you know what? No, I'll tell you what I would.
Yeah.
Right. So here's a little anecdote to explain why.
Go on.
There was this website, and it was basically people would post. This was really early on the internet.
really, really early on. Before any of the social networking and stuff.
Right.
Way before any of that. Like before Friends Reunited, I
Oh,
think.
wow, even before that.
And it was people would post anecdotes of things that they used to do at school.
Right.
So I'm not going to mention any names, so I don't want to get any further trouble. But basically, I posted this thing. There was a game we used to play at school. It was a stupid game. It was violent. And somebody would be in the middle and they get kicked and punched until we stopped for some reason.
This is secondary school.
This is secondary school.
Oh, okay.
And now, basically, I mentioned one person that I used to go to school with, and the way the anecdote went is I referred to them as the school bully. Didn't think anything else about it. And then years later, I was speaking to a mutual friend, this guy that I mentioned it about, hadn't seen him for years and years and years, like since school.
Wow.
And then I found out subsequently that this guy had Googled himself once, and this popped up.
Wow.
And it referred to him as the school bully. And I didn't really think that anymore. It was just like this silly anecdote for this website that I was doing. And I've learnt that he was fucking furious, and fair enough, because future employers might find it and stuff like that.
Oh,
but when I did it, the thought of one Googling oneself, that wasn't, nobody
Well,
ever
it wasn't
heard
a
of that.
thing that, yeah.
So when I did it, it just didn't occur to me for a second that this could have some lingering, portent for this person. But yeah, they were furious. Apparently, I've not spoken to them since. I'm hoping I never bump into them again.
I mean, once this is over and we've dinged the bell and everything, I'm absolutely asking you who that person is.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you. That's fine.
Thanks very much.
I was like good friends with this person back then, but they were kind of like a bit hard and but yeah, it was a throwaway comment.
Was it me?
That's right. Yeah, it was your wife actually. Yeah. So that site because I tried to get it taken down. I emailed the administrator saying, "Oh, could you please take this down?" And because I couldn't do it myself, didn't hear anything back.
Wow.
So for all I know, it's still up there.
Oh, I'm looking for it.
I'll take
and
that down.
everybody's looking for it now.
Oh God, yeah. But if you find it and you see it, just don't. I don't truly think that was just a throwaway comment.
Fair enough.
For the purpose of an anecdote.
Okay, next
and I
one.
apologise.
What is your favourite GIF that you use maybe often or use?
I fucking hate GIFs. People who send GIFs like via WhatsApp and stuff.
Yeah.
That they're basically as some substitute for any possible personality. They've got nothing interesting to say or original.
Wow. Okay.
I fucking hate GIF. I've never sent a GIF in my entire life, and I think less of people that do.
What about emojis?
I do use emoji. I use a thumbs up emoji. That's pretty much the only emoji I use.
So this tells a lot about somebody. What colour of hand do you use when you do a thumbs up emoji?
I think it's yellow.
Yeah, that's the right one.
Is it?
Well, I often think that somebody who goes to the
dark black,
Well, no, not even that. So obviously, if you're dark skinned, then you use that one. I often think that if you're the sort of person that goes to the trouble
purposely go
of going to the white one, then it makes you think I want people to think I'm white. I don't know why that makes a difference to me, but I often think when people do that and they've gone to that one.
Basically my two emojis are either a white thumb or a swastika generally. But I can pretty much express anything I need to with just those two.
They've got rid of the swastika one though.
Have they?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm guessing that there's a sort of a certain number of just normal keyboard characters that represent that you can
exactly,
do.
I expect there's something.
You show me afterwards.
Exactly. The next one is sort of similar to yours. One of yours. What was your first experience of the internet? Do you think?
So I remember going to my old pal Ben Clark's house. He was one of the first people I know who had the internet.
Don't necessarily have to do surnames, but go on.
Oh yeah, that's true. Clark's. And they don't know whether there's an E on the end or not.
Yeah.
There's an E on the end. But anyway, there must be loads of Ben Clark's.
Let's do that.
But yeah, he had it. And so I remember going to his house once and he was like, I've got this new thing. He had a new computer bought for him for Christmas and they had a proper dial-up modem. And it was the first time I'd experienced a search engine. And he was like, yeah, just type something in and it'll come up with stuff. And I'm like, what? And just didn't get it.
No.
And then I don't know what it was I typed in, but I was mightily impressed and I think it was Alta Vista was the search engine that he was using.
It would have been, wouldn't it?
And he was on, I think it might have been the browser, might have been Netscape.
Yeah.
And God, yeah, way back in the day.
Back in the day.
But that's my earliest memory of the internet.
And do you know what, when he said you could search for anything, do you know what, can you remember what
I
you did?
can't remember.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, the last
Probably
one.
porn. Right.
Straight
It's
away, bang, straight to
Technological
it.
advances
Yeah,
have always
exactly,
been driven by man's need to look at boobies. In my
That's true.
experience, that's how Robert Oppenheimer got to the nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
All he wanted to do was look at women's boobies, and just got out of control.
So, last question. You've gone on about how, you're not on social media and a bit holier than thou and a bit, you're better than I am, all that kind of stuff.
That isn't what I said.
So my question is, how many LinkedIn followers have you got?
Oh, okay.
Because you've said you're on LinkedIn.
I am on LinkedIn. Now, I should point out, I don't really use it that much. The last time I was looking for a job was the last time I put any effort into it. I do occasionally, I suppose.
We'll play LinkedIn top trumps.
But yeah,
I've got mine out.
All right.
Well.
I bet you've got a proper career and stuff, haven't you? So,
yeah, go on.
Okay, here we go. Got my app open here. I have got 122 followers.
Okay.
And I bet you've got way more than that, right?
992.
Okay. And how many of those are meaningful relationships?
Oh, all of them.
I could tell you every single thing about every one of the 122. I've not got many, but the ones I've got, they really count.
I spend a lot of time cultivating and talking to these people on a daily basis, each one of them. I've got a rota that I go round them. No, I mean, most of mine are... The job I work in, I get contacted a lot by salespeople that are trying to sell me stuff.
Right.
And the first thing they do is go, can I
Yeah.
get on LinkedIn?
So you're not on Facebook then, are you?
No.
No. Have you ever been on Facebook?
Yeah. Yes, back in the day. I haven't been on there for years now.
So I've never been on Facebook.
Yep.
And again, I'm not being holier than thou.
Sounds it.
Hey,
Go on.
if you want to call me a non-Facebook hero, a social network crusader,
Yeah, go on, yeah.
that's fine. That's your words, not mine.
No, yep.
But what would be a reasonable amount of followers to have had on Facebook? Like, would it be more or less when you were on Facebook than you've got on LinkedIn?
I think it would be less. Well,
Right.
it depends. Some people do, but again, it's about kind of how many people you know. I mean, I suppose when I was on Facebook, I didn't have many people that I was friends with because I didn't care much about other people. I'm not really that tolerant when it comes. I don't care what Stuart from school is doing now, or what holiday he's going on,
or if you did, you'd make a point of you'd make an appointment. You'd go to his house and you'd ask him face to face like a fucking man.
Make an appointment.
Yeah, we just turn up unannounced.
Oh, yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. But I wouldn't necessarily be as formal as making an appointment.
Call their social secretary.
Exactly.
Book an appointment.
Me, have you got any time on next Thursday between 4 and 7? Something like that.
What's this about? Oh, I just wanted to hear about what your kids are called and what job you're doing these days.
Exactly. Yeah, what you had for dinner last Thursday.
And I want to look at some photos of your wife in a bikini, if you've got any of those, please.
Yeah,
that was the niche that Facebook solved, wasn't it? Yeah,
exactly. All good.
Looking at your friends' wives in bikinis.
I never did that, really. It says a lot about you, I think, Mark. No, you've never been on Facebook.
Again, I've not been on it.
Never.
Yeah.
Not with my real name, anyway.
I'm only on LinkedIn, so I like to watch other men's wives in business suits.
In business suits. Sat at a desk. Yeah, so that's the end of my quick fires.
Excellent. Very good. I'm going to ding the bell.
Thanks very much. Internet done, I think. We've heard from AI chatbots. We've heard from mundane ginger people. We've heard all about our internet experiences. We've gone through the pros and cons of the internet.
I think we've been pretty balanced, pretty fair.
I like to think so.
And I think, anyone in this day and age is going to have a legitimate opinion because, like you say, internet embroils everything that we do these days.
Hey, listen. If you're not into opinions, don't listen to Mark and Paul's Opinion Hour. I mean, it says it right at the top there.
Well, in all fairness, they might have got into it before when we were still calling it the best podcast.
Yes.
In which case, that's fair enough.
Even if they were, that we were still having opinions then. That was the whole point.
And we did have a disclaimer right at the start that explains that...
Have we got to go through this all over again?
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
This is the new way, the easy way, and this is it now. It's not changing.
No, I agree.
So I think that we've put a lot of things to bed today.
Yeah. So if you've never used the internet before, maybe we've inspired you to. Yeah. And if you use it all the time and you want to cut back, maybe we've helped you with that as well.
Maybe you should.
Yeah.
You dirty
I tell you what we did
bastard.
touch on dark web. You ever been on the dark web?
I
What is the
haven't.
dark web? How'd you get on the dark? Do you reckon you could Google how to get on the dark web and it will tell you?
Well, I wonder if you did the chat GPT thing.
Shall we do that? I can do that really quickly.
But also, while you're doing that, I will say that in the next pod, when people communicate to us about how to get on the dark web, there is one person I know who's going to communicate to us to tell us how to get onto the dark
Who
web.
do you reckon that is?
I reckon that's Phil.
So here we go. AI chatbot. What is the dark web? The dark web is a part of the internet that is not easily accessible using conventional web browsers.
Okay.
And is used to conceal information and activities. It is often used for illegal activities such as buying and selling illicit items, trading in stolen credit card numbers, or engaging in criminal activity.
Okay.
So let's see.
How do
you get on the dark web?
I can't help thinking this might get us in trouble, this.
There you go. He's got some actual information here. In order to access the dark web, you need to use a special web browser such as Tor or I2F. Once you have installed the browser, you will need to find the .onion link of the website you are looking for.
Oh, yeah.
This can be done by searching for the website in a search engine such as DuckDuckGo. There you go.
No, thanks.
That's perhaps the most useful thing that we've mentioned in all these podcasts.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good stuff. I think we've probably wrapped that up. So
I think we have with that.
I think we're just going to leave you with, again, email address is markandpaulsopinionhour@gmail.com. Please do use it. If you don't already know us, we really want to hear from you.
Yes.
We want to hear about your opinions on stuff we've already done and stuff that we could do in the future.
And if you're from South Korea, we really want to be involved in your fabulous culture.
Yep.
And for you to be...
And your rich and
diverse,
vibrant society. Yeah.
And just let us know whether that is the case.
And send pics. All right. I think we're going to ding the bell and we will be back for another episode in the not too distant.
Goodbye.